called out to lure sailors in the days of ancient Greece. The sounds of whistles, bands, and fans call out to our great sport of high school football to lure it out of its hibernation and awaken its beast.
Here we go.
Hundreds of teams, one state championship. Here we go. Going to be returned by Donovan Dickey at the 10. The 15 smacked inside the 15-yard line. Going to be down at about the 18. What a way to start off the year. I am fired up, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as we await the Klein Oak offense to take the field.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one tonight, as we will see this great Grand Oaks Grizzly defense led by senior D lineman Chase Leonard, who is a University of Texas Rio Grande Valley commit. He's been leading the charge even last season, coming into this season as a senior, and we will see what kind of command they will lead with tonight.
Phillip will start in the empty backfield. 3 receivers to his right. He'll motion in the running back, Romeo Miller. Hand off to Miller. No, a quarterback keeper by Phillips. He's at the 30, the 40, the 45, the 50. One man to beat. He's going to beat him. First play of the year. First touchdown of the year for the West Virginia commit. Spike the ball. You deserve it. 81 yards to start the season.
Wow.
An incredible run. We mentioned earlier that 10.63 100-meter dash speed. It is already being shown there.
I mean, he got the, as soon as he got the ball, he faked the handoff and he just took off and he was gone. He had an immediate house call there. It was like nobody could catch him at all.
Evan O'Toole on to kick. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good. And 21 seconds in, Klein Oaks will have the lead 7-0.
What an opening drive there.
An opening play, not even really an opening
drive,
drive,
for
if
sure.
we're being honest here.
Yeah, for sure.
That could be, depending on which side you're on, that is a good or a bad omen, because that shows just the sheer level of talent that Klein Oak has.
So back to receive here for the Grizzlies is number 6, the Utah commit, Darnell Jackson Jr., and number 16, Josiah Young.
Young, the only freshman on the varsity team for Grand Oaks. Is now on to kick off for the Panthers. Once again is O'Toole, kicking off from his own 40-yard line. A thunderous way to start off the season. We'll have to see if Grand Oaks can respond with some lightning here on their opening offensive drive. High arcing kick will be returned at the 10. A little bit of a crease, trying to break some tackles, not going to, and he's going to be tackled at about the 22-yard line. Great play there by the Klein Oaks special teams.
Yeah, it was a good little short return there. And now, coming onto the field, we will finally see if this Grand Oaks Grizzlies offense has an answer.
It will be Harley Adams coming in at quarterback. There was a little bit of confusion to see who would be starting out for quarterback here between Harley Adams and possibly Preston Lackey, and even, I believe, Luke Blackman. So always quarterback battles going on in schools with a big talent pool. It's now Adams. Hand off to the running back to the outside. He's going to slip. Turf Monster is going to get his first tackle of the season on number 1, Brian Victorian Jr., the senior running back.
Would have been a good run too, but the turf got him.
No gain on the play, so second down and 10 for Adams and the Grizzlies. Pistol formation. Tight end and receiver to his right. 2 receivers to his left. Another handoff to Victorian, who's going to try to find a lane. He's going to be marked just 1 yard short of the first down. A player for Klein Oak's helmet comes off on the play. He'll have to sit out for this 3rd down and 1. But before we get any further into this game, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say one thing. Welcome home. Yes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 1 of the Texas high school football season here in District 13-6A. As now it's going to be a handoff to Victorian again, hurdling over a pile, but he's going to get the first down. Back-to-back good runs for the Grizzlies after that first initial slip-up.
Yeah, a lot of positive yardage on this drive so far, and we'll see if they got a little bit more steam in them.
Ball will be marked at the Grizzlies' 39-yard line. Once again, here to be going with a slight no huddle. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to Adams' right. It's going to be a quick screen pass, and he's going to be driven back behind. We'll have to see where they mark him with forward progress. It could say that they're going to give him the 1 yard there with forward progress. Pass caught by number 6, Darnell Jackson Jr., that Utah commit, for 2nd down and 9. Meacham Hall on the drive back tackle. You know, a lot of people don't necessarily like the forward progress rule. They give him 2 yards there on that screen pass. A lot of people, they don't really like that forward progress rule. I'm kind of in the crowd that's okay with it in certain situations, but I think at some point it's got to get excessive. You know what I mean? I've always said that as soon as the ball carrier gets hit, 5 yards back, 5 yards forward. But that's neither here nor there, as it looks like we have a timeout on the field possibly. Actually, a flag, a delay of game on the Grizzlies. We talked about them having the tempo earlier. They haven't really shown a whole ton of that fast no huddle. They showed it a little bit, but with that penalty, it's going to back them up. 2nd down and 13 for the Grizzlies, now at their own 36-yard line. Adams is going to drop. He's going to throw a short pass. It's going to be caught. Stiff arm down the sideline into Panther territory goes Brian Victorian, the running back, catching a pass out in the flats for the 1st down.
Yeah, you love to see that. Just the receiver and the quarterback just connecting on a great play there. They had the great minds think alike. They were just in full communication there, didn't have to say a word, and just knew where the route was, and was easy for him to get open and just move downfield for positive yardage.
Adams, almost a double pistol formation. It's going to be a handoff to Victorian, who once again is going to slip, not before he gets about a half yard there. But we talk about the weather. This was the first time that it has rained the entire month of August, and almost, you would say, about 4 weeks. So these players, they haven't had the chance to practice in this humidity with a slicker field of turf, with slicker gloves. So we'll have to see just how much that affects the game, if it does even affect the game here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. We had there was a lot of just dryness today, a lot of humidity, so sometimes that makes the players' gloves stick a little bit. So, I mean, we'll see how this creates a playing field tonight. Carter
and Jackson in the backfield. It's going to be a pass to Jackson out of the backfield. He's going to get, we'll say, about a yard before he walks out of bounds, bringing up a 3rd down and long in Panther territory.
Yeah, Grand Oaks gaining a lot of positive yardage very quickly tonight. That's the one thing you want, especially for Coach McDowell trying to run a play and get any answer to that first drive touchdown from Klein Oak.
Klein Oak running their 4-2-5 defense. Adams is going to drop back. He's going to be pressured. Now he's going to scramble out, try to run for the first down, but he's going to get blasted. My goodness. Number 10, Nolan Wheeler laying down the oak for Klein Oak here.
Just short. Like Wes said there, it was a very hard hit. And marked him just short of the first down.
Max Farmer, number 97, junior defensive lineman, also in there, as now we go once again to that dual pistol formation. Looks like they're just kind of maybe try to get him to jump off sides. Caden Carter in the backfield with Adams. They're going to run the play, though, hand off to Carter, and he's going to get the first down and a little bit more. And they're going to push him to the inside the 25. You love to see the physicality from the Grand Oaks offensive lineman. Huge props to number 77, Aiden Cruz, pushing the pile an extra 10 yards.
Yeah, that's a big first down there. They needed that. I mean, it was just needed a bunch of positive yardage there. They had some gain there. They got the first down, but that lineman kept pushing, and they were able to get a lot more yardage there.
Shotgun for Adams. Two receivers and a tight end to his left, a receiver and a running back to his right. He's going to drop back to pass. Good protection all day, aiming for the end zone. Pass goes through the uprights. Unfortunately, that will not net you any points as it comes up incomplete. Second down and 10 once again for the Grizzlies.
And the helmet came off at number 75. He will have to sit a play due to the ruling. So number 52.
Caden Deal, senior offensive lineman, will come in.
So he'll come in for a play. They normally do that. That was one of the big things that kind of happened last season that will continue this season, as we will see.
Two tight ends to Adams' right. Both will shift the formation to the left. Going to be a handoff to Victorian. Flag down on the field in the area of some sort of holding or maybe an offsides call on the defense thrown by the far side line judge. Looks like they're going to get one of the wide receivers for Grand Oaks on a false start.
We will await the call now.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty.
It's actually an illegal formation on the offense. One of the either the offensive lineman or one of the on-ball receivers lined up just a step or two behind where they were supposed to be. And that's one of the things that coaches preach. That is one of the penalties, especially in this sort of situation, that they will always say. I have never met a coach that has said, "Oh, you lined up a few yards back than you were supposed to? You're fine." No, in practice, he would be running some extra gassers, but that matters not here. Three receivers to the left for Adams. He's going to drop back to pass. Second down and 15. Another pass in the flats to Victorian. He's going to try to put a move on a man, number 19 for Klein Oak, King Greathouse. And I will say he did a great stand there, a great job making a great tackle.
Nice one. If Jackson were on the stream here, he would say, "I'll be here all night," which is kind of funny. But, you know, you got me and Wes tonight, so good thing.
Jackson, I believe, is calling the game for our sister channel, Conroe ISD Athletics, Woodforest Bank Stadium. Katie Taylor and Oak Ridge playing there tonight as now as our game. 3rd and 15. Adams is going to look to run now, and he's going to find a man! Touchdown, Grizzlies! Number 12, Gavin Howard. Classic scramble drill pays off. Back-to-back opening drive touchdowns for both teams. Ladies and gentlemen, we told you that we were going to have a good game to start off this season, and so far it has not disappointed.
No, it hasn't. And, I mean, Howard was just wide open in the flats. There was no man covering him whatsoever. And Adams was easily able to just read his man, look downfield, throw the ball, and just snipe a touchdown out of there.
Caden Rosado will be on to kick the extra point. Snap is good. Hold a little bit bobbled, but he's able to get it through the uprights for the point after. 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first quarter. And ladies and gentlemen, we are all tied up, as there you can see, once again, like I said, just classic scramble drill touchdown there. Quarterback was scrambling outside of the pocket. Receiver Gavin Howard was able to see that and able to get upfield. And it was honestly also an amazing pass on the run for the junior quarterback Adams. This is going to be his first time getting experience at this varsity level, his first time to get stuff on tape for some of the scouts here in the entire state of Texas. So if he keeps making plays like that, I mean, we could see some offers start coming in for him for sure.
Yeah, he's starting off the season really good. I mean, you know, just way to answer for Grand Oaks. I mean, they were, you know, started out a little bit rough, had a one play slip away from them, and then they were just able to march right back down the field and just score and answer right back and get right back here in this ball game.
So we'll be back deep, one man solo deep for Klein Oak, that being number 3, Detrick Davis. Standing at about his own 4-yard line. On the opposite 40 stands Rosado. The kick is away. It's going to be a line drive out the back of the end zone. Almost hits the crossbar of the uprights. As that will bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. So almost similar starting field position from where Andre Phillips had that 81-yard touchdown run. We'll have to see if they can replicate something like that. Obviously, they're going to try to replicate something like that. But from the one play that we've seen from this Grand Oaks defense, and just this Grand Oaks defense in general, what do you think has to change?
Well, I think definitely they have to get out of their own heads, and I think definitely that they have to just shift and be able to read the quarterback and be able to make some plays here. So we'll see how they run, and here we go as we got the opening drive coming up for the Panthers here.
Miller to the right of Phillip. It's going to be a handoff to Miller, and he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about a yard. Big number 98, the UTRGV commit, Chase Leonard, for the tackle for loss.
Yeah, big stop there for Leonard, just proving why he is committed to the Rio Grande Valley there, just showing off his strength, showing off how much he could be a wall, and just putting a stop to that play.
Phillip will motion his man. Speed option toss, going to be pretty well read by the Grizzly defense, but not going to be stopped for about 4 yards. That was Bryce Evans, who is listed as an athlete here on our roster, so I'm sure we'll see him all across the field tonight.
Yeah, that was Jalen Ashley, one of the linebackers on the tackle there. Great stop by the Grizzlies to allow little to no yardage there.
Phillip. 2 backs with him in the backfield, a receiver to his right and 2 to his left. He's going to keep it himself. He had the 80-yard touchdown run. There's going to be a flag thrown for holding, no doubt, on the offense. So that's going to negate that first down for Klein Oak.
Have our head ref here making the call in just a second. Call will negate that big first down run there and bring them all the way back. I mean, those as an offensive lineman, you have to be, and even just as an offensive player in general, you have to be really, really careful of the way you block. As in, you have to one, be able to block if you're a lineman and allow the quarterback in the run game to get yards, but you also have to watch where you're blocking and how long you block for, because those can draw penalties very easily.
Once again, split backfield for Phillip. Will motion his man out. It's going to be a sneaky little handoff to Miller, who's going to get folded. Physicality being shown in the hits here. Number 99, Bruce Warren. And he got folded backwards. That's not a hit that you want to see anyone take. But that's already twice this game that we have seen some incredibly just hard hits from both teams, as it looks like on to punt for Klein Oak will be Evan O'Toole, and on to return for the Grizzlies will be Cameron Hunt, standing at about midfield. Good spiral punt, going to land in Panther territory and going to take a very neutral bounce, but favorable position here for Grand Oaks, starting at the Panther 44. 2 minutes and 22 seconds, all tied up here in Conroe.
Yeah, that's very, very wonderful field position for the Grizzlies. I mean, it didn't bounce and didn't go as far as O'Toole wanted that punt to go, but it gave Grand Oaks a great place to start their second drive tonight.
There are 2 fouls on the play, and the foul will follow the set. Unsportsmanlike, number 30 on Grand Oaks. Unsportsmanlike, number 25 on Klein Oak. That is each player referred to unsportsmanlike. Any subsequent unsportsmanlike will result in disqualification. Both teams offset. First inning.
So you got to be careful there with those extracurriculars. We knew there was a lot of tension coming into tonight's game, but also as a player of this school district, you have to be really, really careful about those kinds of penalties.
You heard the ref, any subsequent personal foul for either of those players will result in a disqualification for the game, as now Adams tied in to both sides, 2 receivers to his right, running back to his left. He's going to take the snap, hand off to Victorian. Good job blocking by the offensive line. Full steam ahead, close to the first down marker. Going to be marked at the 35-yard line. Victorian, he has had some really impressive carries so far in this game. Definitely getting that yards per carry number. I don't know what it was at before the game from last year, but this year it's definitely going to start off at a high number, which is important for him in his senior season. Jackson will be all alone at the top of your screen. Adams. It's going to be a fumble picked up by Victorian, and he's going to be slung down by number 7, Quincy Carter, senior defensive back. And once again, another offensive lineman for the Grizzlies will have their helmet come off. So he will have to sit out for a play. It would appear to be number 77, Aiden Cruz.
But Grand Oaks did pick up the first down there, so that's another good thing for them. That's the thing about Grand Oaks tonight. The great thing that they've had tonight is that they've been able to get positive yardage and be able to move down the field really fast.
Pistol formation for the Grizzlies. Be a handoff to number 2, Caden Carter. It's going to be met in the backfield by a whole host of Panthers, led by number 8, Zach Reisners, senior linebacker. You hear his coaches talk a lot about him in interviews. They say that he is a leader, that he shows a ton of determination. He is persistent, and that was definitely shown there. He has multiple he has multiple Division I offers, and last season he had multiple 10-plus solo tackle games, and it looks like he's trying to add another one here tonight. Same formation for the Grizzlies. Play action pass. Throwing it deep for Jackson. Just overshoots him.
Yeah, he just floated it right over his head. It was pretty close. I mean, that defender, too, is great coverage by the defender there. Was right in step with Jackson as he was looking for the ball and just could not complete the pass. So it'll be 3rd and 10 coming up for the Grizzlies here with 34 seconds left in this first quarter. And I mean that time stamp alone just proves how fast both teams tonight have been moving the football down the field.
3rd down and 10 coming up. You'd hate to see the Grizzlies waste that starting field position that they had at the beginning of the game, or at the beginning of the drive, excuse me. Shotgun formation for Adams. He's going to drop back to pass, going to be pressured. It's going to be caught by one of the tight ends. He's going to get a block, and he's going to go in for a touchdown. Back-to-back touchdown passes for Adams. That one going to the tight end, number 87, Ethan Vera.
Yeah, big touchdown score they needed. I mean, it was close there with the way that the coverage was on that receiver. He was able to make the catch and just took it to the house. So that would be a 38-yard reception touchdown and open up a big lead here for Grand Oaks pending the extra point.
Extra point this time will be kicked by John McGrab, as he will grab another point on the board for the Grizzlies. I will say, I love all of our players here in Texas high school football, but looking at some of the, or actually, let's look at this replay right here. As you said, just an amazing grab and another amazing block too. People forget the wide receivers, a lot of those short plays that end in long touchdowns are because some of the receivers block as well.
Yeah, that is one of the great things about football, is that the receivers have the option to block as well. So, I mean, it was just a great play, great call by Coach McDowell. And Grand Oaks is now up 14-7 with 25 seconds left in this first quarter.
What I was going to mention is I love all of our players here in Texas high school football. But whenever I look at some of these rosters, I will say in the nicest way possible, some of these do sound like they are also about to play in the East-West Bowl as well from Key and Peele.
I could see that. I could see that.
Which is not a knock to any of them. Some of the names, they're cool football names. There are some names that are just cool football names, you know? Like John McGrab is a kick by Rosado. Will not be returned out of the back of the end zone. As now, we've got more extracurricular activity. We mentioned already tensions were high, as here come the brand new LED stadium lights lining up the brand new turf field here at at Buddy Moorhead Stadium. But these referees are going to crack down hard on those unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. We already saw 2 offsetting penalties be thrown on that previous punt. As now, once again, we will see Andre Phillip. Something interesting, unless his number changed or if our rosters are wrong, we have not seen anything from Micah Rhodes yet on the offense. This one will be a handoff to wide receiver Dietrich Davis, and he's going to be wrangled behind the line of scrimmage. We'll have to see where they give him. They're going to give him only a 2-yard loss. This Grand Oaks defense, though, really stepping up from that first drive.
Yeah, that was Jay Sutton, the senior linebacker, who led the pile there in the stop, and that will be the end of the first quarter. So after 1, Grand Oaks Grizzlies 14, Klein Oaks Panthers 7.
Gullo Toyota, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Ford are your hometown auto dealers. We have been treating customers like family since 1970. So when you're ready for a new or used vehicle, go with the name you know. Gullo, Gullo Ford, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Toyota. Shop GulloAuto.com.
Big thank you tonight to our sponsors, as you just saw, Gullo Ford, Keating Chevrolet, Houston Methodist, Woodforest National Bank, Memorial Hermann, Sam Houston State, which is where I go to school, so eat 'em up cats, that's our thing. And just to all our sponsors who are able to allow us to bring this broadcast to you from the stadiums, we appreciate them a lot with all their support through our school district.
It's one of the great things out high school football as well, as you see all of these different businesses donate the funds to the local teams so that we can have things such as the wonderful Buddy Moorhead Stadium, Woodforest National Bank Stadium, our wonderful broadcasts, and all of the facilities that you use whenever you do come out to a game. So it'll be an empty backfield for Phillip and the Klein Oak offense. 2nd down and 12. He'll motion his man Miller into the backfield behind him. It'll be a keeper by Phillip, who's going to look to try to get to the edge. He's going to get about 5 yards on the carry, bring up a more manageable 3rd down. Definitely not the 80-yard run that he had earlier, but it will suffice for now.
Yeah, it was a little short 6-yard game, but it gives them a little bit of yards just to have anything to try to make a 1st down out of this.
3rd down and 7 now for the Panther offense. Split back formation. Davis to his left, Miller to his right for Phillip.
Delay game. Correction. Prior to the delay game, we have timeout. Klein Oak. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
First charge timeout narrowly saves the delay of game penalty. It'll still bring up 3rd down and 7 here for the Klein Oak Panther offense. We haven't seen much from their offense besides that first 81-yard touchdown run. What do you think has to happen for them to get rolling on the offensive side of the ball?
I definitely think, for one thing, that they need to use the agility of their receivers and then also just trust the run game. You know, Grand Oaks is bringing a front right now where they're just showing blitz and they're showing, you know, just trying to come in and crash down on the offensive lineman to get to the quarterback fast. So I think if you're Klein Oak right now, you really just want to just dump a pass out to your receivers and just let them get open.
3rd and 7, same split back formation. 2 receivers to the right of Phillip, 1 to the top of your screen to his left. Motion Davis out of the backfield. It's going to be a sprint out. He's going to unload. Man open downfield. Overshoots him. Carson Navarro, a senior wide receiver. He had his man beat. He had him open. But instead of a connection, we're going to have an incompletion. And once again, the punting unit will come on for Klein Oak.
Yeah, and you know, like that, like I was saying, I mean, you know, you saw Phillip try to get a pass to his receiver, but just overthrew it ever so slightly. I mean, Jalen Ashley, the linebacker there, was just in step with the receiver.
Punt is away. It'll take a Klein Oak bounce. It's going to be bobbled, but he will be able to recover it at the Grizzly 35-yard line. Almost a muffed punt disaster, but a great awareness there by Cameron Hunt, that junior defensive back who handles punt return duties for Grand Oaks. So now Klein Oak will come out in 3-4 formation. They do also like to send pressure off the edge, however. It's now for Adams. Pistol formation. There'll be a handoff to a new running back in the game. He'll get 6 yards out of the carry, and that new running back will be Isaiah Moreno, junior running back there on the carry. Sets up a 2nd down and manageable for the Grizzlies.
Grand Oaks showing a little bit of control here with this hurry-up offense. So they'll send 2 receivers in motion.
Another handoff, and this time it will go for a first down for Moreno. And a first down for the Grand Oaks Grizzlies. Grand Oaks, they have been leaning on this run game so far. It's something that we haven't really seen from them. Last year, they were very, very much a team that would mix in the pass with the run, but we haven't seen much medium level or even short level passes over the middle for either team this year, or this game, I should say, which also technically right now does count as for this year. It's now shotgun formation. Once again, shift in the formation, sending the two tight ends. Adams, quick pass out to Jackson, who's going to get close to a first down. Give him about 7 yards there on the short wide receiver screen.
Well, actually, you were talking about through the air the short passes. I mean, the 2 touchdowns that Grand Oaks has had tonight have both been passing touchdowns. So, I mean, they have been using that passing game all night. It's been short, quick passes. But, I mean, right now it looks like they're running the run game a lot more.
Adams, another handoff to Moreno. Going to try to find the outside, trying to find a hole, but he will get slung down by number 27, Raiden Ross, like a boss.
That will be the 6th first down of the night for Grand Oaks.
They really have been moving the ball a lot here tonight.
They really have.
Which is a testament to the work that they put in the offseason. I mean, none of this happens without those 2-a-day practices during the summer, without the Saturday practices that they have, the team meetings. Every single ounce of sweat has almost gone into this. It's now wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage will be Brian Victorian Jr., who's back in the game.
Yeah, Philip Hawkins just led the charge there and just basically made a wall in the backfield and allowed no yardage. So it'll bring up, it's like 2nd and 13 here for the Grizzlies.
Indeed, 2nd down and 13 for the Grizzlies at the Panther 43-yard line. Adams, drop back to pass. Gonna unload deep for his men. Not going to get their pass intended for Brian Victorian Jr., who has been playing much more of a hybrid wide receiver, running back, receiving back type role here in this game.
Yeah, and we'll see that a lot. You'll see that a lot throughout the season, even with NFL and college football. I mean, you'll see it a lot. A lot of the times that the receivers or the running backs will double as receivers just to give their quarterback a little bit more option to use on offense, and just allows them to make a little bit more plays than they would otherwise.
Moreno in the backfield with Adams. Adams is going to look to throw on 3rd and long. He's going to have to scramble out to his right, throw on the run, unloads it. Almost hits one of the cheerleaders for Klein Oak, but he was outside of the pocket, so no intentional grounding flag will be thrown. But that is a big, big stand there for the Klein Oak defense.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, Klein Oak was showing blitz there, and just a great read there by Adams just to scramble and throw it away to not pick up a sack there and lose yardage, as Grand Oaks will now be back to punt.
Rosado,
number 17, Carson Faro, back to receive the punt.
It's going to be a good spiraling punt. And bobbled, and it's going to be recovered by Grand Oaks inside the 10. But a flag will be down. He signaled for a fair catch, so it looks like we're going to get one of a very rare penalty. It looks like we may be getting some kick-catch interference here. He did signal for a fair catch, and it looks like before the ball got to him, a Grand Oaks defender made contact.
We'll see here what they will say.
Because the ball hit the ground, there is no protection for the receiver. Therefore, the catch, and it's Blues ball, first down.
So it went since the ball hit the ground. Grand Oaks will get possession inside the Klein Oak 10-yard line. A huge special teams play there for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, just great awareness there. I mean, yes, you did pick up the penalty, but it gives them a wonderful, great field position there to now be in position to potentially score a touchdown here. Seems like the ref forgot to turn off his mic.
Adams will line up shotgun formation. 3 tight ends to his right. And the receiver, Darnell Jackson, all alone on his left. With Brian Victorian Jr., the running back, in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff, and he's going to try to get into the end zone, and he will reach across. Touchdown, Grizzlies. 20 unanswered points here after that big 81-yard touchdown to start the game from Klein Oak. Grand Oaks has definitely responded.
Yeah, I mean, just the punt set them up, and then they just broke the reins and took off and scored. And now we got us a 13-point game, potential 14-point game coming up pending the extra point.
So will be Rosado on to kick. A little bit of miscommunication. They're only going to have 6 seconds to get the process done. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good to give Grand Oaks the 14-point lead, 21-7, and for the first time in this 2026-2027 season, we will see the Stadium Light Show be aired.
Yeah, great way to just it's a great add to the stadium, just technology-wise. Like a huge shout out to our production team making all this possible tonight. And you know, it just adds a little fun. You know, you have the team already celebrating, the home team already celebrating, or the team that scores celebrating. And then the lights just make it more fun. You know, it adds a little bit to the celebration. Just it's all around the fans feel it, and the players definitely enjoy it.
You can also see the bands for both teams preparing for their halftime performances, which we will show you on this stream. You will see the wonderful performances from the Grand Oaks and Klein Oak bands. As now Rosado on to kick off. Once again, deep will be Dietrich Davis for Klein Oak. This one looks like it will be returnable for Davis. Now Davis is going to try to find an opening. He'll get to about the 18-yard line, give or take a few yards, and we will see this Klein Oak offense. We'll have to see how they're able to respond. They haven't been able to respond very well so far, so what do you think has to change? What do you think needs to be done for this Klein Oak offense as they start this drive from their own 24?
Well, I think one thing is they need to get receivers open. I mean, you have to give your quarterback enough time to throw. I mean, Grand Oaks is definitely bringing the pressure, that's for sure. Not allowing Phillip enough time to throw, and just giving, you know, just have to run the ball, have to execute well down the field.
Phillip, it will be a handoff, and breaking tackles, tripped up is number 4, Antonio Dural, the senior athlete. I believe he will either just be shy of the first down. He will just be shy of the first down. But if he would have been able to stay on his feet there, he would have been gone for a nice long touchdown.
Yeah, I was pretty close there. I mean, unfortunately got tripped, but I mean, if he, like Wes said, if he would have stayed on his feet, he would have been gone.
Now it will be quick screen pass, going to be wrapped up perfectly and read like a book by number 11, Noah Valdez, the junior defensive back for Grand Oaks. The pass was caught by Malin Gaines, junior wide receiver for Klein Oak. So it brings up 3rd down and 3 for the Panther offense.
Yeah, great read there by Grand Oaks defense, able to just jump on that screen and just wrap him up. Like, great play there.
Phillip motion his man out. There'll be a handoff to Miller. It's going to be close to the 1st down line. We'll have to see where they mark it. If they're going to mark it as 4th down, and the offense will stay out on the field for Klein Oak, it would appear, which is something that is almost becoming a necessity now. So we have 6 minutes and less than 30 seconds here in this second half, especially with Grand Oaks getting the ball back. Start the second half. Andre Phillip will motion his man. It's going to be an option. Split up the middle. Spark the Red Sea. There he goes. A second long touchdown for Andre Phillip. Andre looking like a giant among regular men here. 2 long touchdowns of a combined almost 150 yards, showing off that 10.63 100-meter dash speed here tonight.
Yeah, the floodgates were open. He found that opening and he took off. Pulled an MC Hammer there and said, "You can't touch this." Took it to the house.
We'll be here all night, ladies and gentlemen. O'Toole's kick is up and good. Almost hitting members of the Grand Oaks color guard. You know, that's something we don't really talk about. You know, you always have, you're going to be on the sidelines, so there's going to be flying footballs everywhere. You think they train for that? You know, some of the band members, maybe they practice playing their instruments while dodging. They practice the 5Ds of dodgeball over there.
They probably do. I mean, I would say they probably do. I mean, they live and breathe. You know, they live and breathe football stadium. I mean, that's the one thing. You know, as a former band performer myself, you know, just that's where we live. You know, we live and dream and breathe and eat and everything on the football field is what it feels like. So I mean, they're probably used to that. You know, even the color guard. I mean, it's just they're just the amount of dedication that it takes is just, you know, we applaud them for that, because I mean it's a lot of time. They put a lot of hours into that, and it's one of the things that makes them some of the greatest in our country.
We regret to inform anyone watching with middle school age children that numbers 6 and 7 will be back deep to return for Grand Oaks. Darnell Jackson Jr. and Cameron Hunt. So it will be Jackson who will get the chance to return out to his own 25, 35, 40, off to the races, tackled inside the 40-yard line. Was he down? Was he never down? He's going to walk all the way into the end zone. Was he touched? Was he touched down? There's the touchdown. Clock is still rolling. We are awaiting the call, ladies and gentlemen.
Going on the field is that the runner was down.
The runner was down.
That was
is
close.
The ruling on the field. I really wish we could get a replay on that. Unfortunately, UIL restricts video replay assistance with calls. But to me, that seemed like you.
Man, that was crazy.
Wow.
It didn't look like his knee touched the field, so it was a close call. But I mean, from up here, it looked like it was like he was gone.
Nonetheless, amazing starting field position for Adams and the Grizzlies. Be a handoff to Victorian, who will get very close to midfield before he gets wrapped up by King Greathouse. for Grand Oaks. Or for Klein Oak, I should say. Adams once again in the shotgun formation. Two receivers and 2 tight ends to his right. Running back Victorian Jr. to his left. There'll be another handoff to Victorian. Gonna trying to find some space, breaking some tackles. But he will be stopped by a pack of Panthers at just about the Panther 47-yard line.
Just short there of that first down. It was close.
Adams relaying the play call to the offensive line. 3rd down and 2 here. Don't be surprised to see another run to Victorian Jr. As no, it will be a quick pass. It's going to be caught very close to the line to gain. We'll have to see if they mark it as a 4th down or if they give the 1st down. They're going to give them the 1st down at exactly the 45-yard line. Little under 4 minutes left here in the game. Here is that tempo that we were talking about with Grand Oaks. Another handoff to Victorian Jr., who will be tackled behind midfield. Once again, number 8, Zach Reisner's rising to the occasion for the tackle for loss.
Yeah, it was a great read there. Grand Oaks in the past couple drives have been showing a lot of runs. So, I mean, for the ability for Klein Oak just to pick it up and stop it in the backfield is pretty cool there, just to have them to be able to read that and make the play pretty quick.
Adams take the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper for Adams, who will be wrapped up and tackled by a whole host of Panthers. This Klein Oak defense really starting to show their true colors here. This could be another huge stop as it is 3rd down and long. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left here in the 2nd quarter. Klein Oak 14, Grand Oaks 21. Adams will line up with Carter in the backfield. He's going to look to throw. Now he's going to step up. He was almost going to run for it. He could have ran for it and easily got the 1st down, but instead he chose to throw to his intended receiver, number 5, Peyton Nickel. And a huge defensive stand there for Klein Oak.
That pass, if caught for the 1st down, would have been a dime.
It was indeed. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. It's also ironic that Peyton Nickel is also wearing number 5 as Rosado. Calm and collected, will punt the ball away. Fair catch called for. It'll take a Klein Oak bounce and will be touched down at about the 18-yard line. So the 2 scoring plays for Klein Oak have been 2 very long quarterback runs. Do you think maybe that's where they keep going to on this next drive?
I think so. I think that Klein Oak has really realized the potential in their starting quarterback, and I think they will continue to give him the ball. I mean, he's had, added together over 150 yards of just running the ball to the house. He had 81 yards that first touchdown, and then that last touchdown on the last drive, he had a 77-yard touchdown.
Quick screen pass. Intercepted! Pick 6 for the Grizzlies. Jalen Ashley reads it like a book. Perfectly played. Touchdown, Grand Oaks. Perfect play there by the senior defensive back.
Yeah, great read there. I mean, just the defensive back there, just using his eyes to just watch the quarterback, watch where he was going to place the ball, and just be right there where the receiver was caught off guard, pick it off, and then take it back to the house.
John Mack grab, snap, hold, kick. Good for the extra point. So we have reached the 2-minute warning.
That will be the 2-minute warning.
It's one of the new things that was added last year to UIL rules and has carried on to this year is that 2-minute warning. As you can see, just a perfect textbook, perfect play there.
Yeah, it really was. And just the way that Ashley was in coverage there, just was really able to read the quarterback's eyes, like I said, just find the football and then just take it home. So after that play, after that big pick six that Grand Oaks needed to keep their rhythm going, Grand Oaks is up 28-14 as we will shortly be awaiting the kickoff from Grand Oaks here.
We told you at the top of the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, that this game would be high scoring, that this game would be a great one to kick off the year, and so far it has not disappointed. Through only 22 minutes of football, we have seen special teams making plays, pick sixes, 80-yard long touchdown runs by quarterbacks. We have seen it all, ladies and gentlemen. Right now we will see Rosado. This one will be returned by Davis. Davis gonna get some blocks, gonna take it to inside the 30. We'll have to see exactly where they mark it, but a good return there from the senior wide receiver, Dietrich Davis.
And a little bit of a score update before halftime. Just south of us, actually, at Woodforest Bank Stadium, the Katie Taylor Mustangs and the Conroe Oak Ridge War Eagles are tied at 14 all with 7 minutes and 21 seconds left in their half playing down there.
You can tune in to watch that game on our sister YouTube channel, Conroe ISD Athletics, Woodforest Bank Stadium. As here on Conroe ISD Athletics, Buddy Moorhead Stadium, Phillip in the backfield. He's going to look to throw. He's going to be pressured, and he's going to be brought down. Big number 99, Bruce Warren, junior defensive lineman with the sack.
Yeah, huge sack there. Was able to read. You know, that Grand Oaks Grizzly defense just came crashing down and gave Phillip nothing there to answer for it.
Now some smart moves being made by Grand Oaks. They're going to try to get the ball back at least one more time here. They're going to try to use up their timeouts because you got to remember, Grand Oaks gets the ball to start the second half. This could be their opportunity to almost get 2 back-to-back drives, and if all goes well, 2 back-to-back scoring drives.
Yeah, and the main thing we've seen this whole first half is it's just been all Grand Oaks. I mean, on the Klein Oaks side, it's been all quarterback. It's been all, Phillip. But on the Grand Oaks side, I mean, it's just been, reception, touchdown. Then after that, the rushing touchdown. And then after that, even the pick six. Like, even the defense got into the scoring. We've seen it just overall this first half. It's been Grand Oaks in control. Yes, they've let off a little bit of the breaks, only giving up 14 so far. But, I mean, it's just been a commanding Grizzly football program just running this game tonight.
Phillip on 2nd and long. 2nd and 19 to be official. split backfield. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the top of your screen on his left. He'll motion out Davis. It's going to be a sprint out. It's going to be a handoff. Wide open field. 40, 45, 50, 45. He's got a one-man to beat, and he will beat him. Touchdown, Klein Oak. Sneaky little trick play to Donovan Dickey, the senior, or excuse me, not Donovan Dickey. Wrong Oak roster that I'm looking at. Antonio Doral on the sneaky handoff touchdown to get Klein Oak back into this game.
Wow. And just like that, we're within 1 score. This is crazy. I mean, the way that Klein Oaks has answered is just incredible.
O'Toole's kick right down the uprights. 21-28, a minute 12 left in the second quarter. But now this does give Grand Oaks the ball with 2 timeouts left. What do you expect to see from the Grizzlies?
Honestly, I mean, from what we've been seeing in this first half from Grand Oaks, they just got to hurry up, get the ball out to either Victorian or Jackson, and just let them control the field. That's how it's been this first half. You know, Victorians had a lot of quick plays and a lot of short yardage gains in the backfield that have allowed them to set up for a touchdown and possibly even more than that. But, I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff from this Grand Oaks Grizzlies team tonight, even only being up by 1 score. I mean, this is great for week 1. You know, you have a very, very close game. Could go to anyone. And that's the beauty of football is the game could start off one way, and then by the end of it, it could be anyone's game.
Darnell Jackson Jr. and Josiah Young back to return for the Grizzlies. O'Toole's kick is away. Will have the chance to be returned by Young. He's at the 20. Going to try to find some blockers. Open field. And here he goes. 35, 40. Going to be slung down. Horse collar being thrown.
Yeah, there's a late penalty marker coming in around the 50.
Most definitely a horse collar tackle on number 11, Alex Beltran. Longtime watchers of our district may be familiar with that last name.
Personal foul. Horse collar on the kick. 15-yard penalty at the end of the run. Be first down.
Although I do not have any confirmation that he is a relative of one Marco Beltran. But now things get interesting. 59 seconds left, 2 timeouts for the Grizzlies, and they start the drive in Panther territory.
That is absolutely where you want to be. Started off.
Play action for Adams. He's going to roll out to his right. Fires a pass. Incomplete. Pass intended for number 5, Peyton Nickel. Not going to be able to get there. Brings up second down.
I mean, at this point, you got to be wondering what Coach McDowell's cooking. He's got 53 seconds left in the half. We will see what this Grand Oaks Grizzlies offense is going to do before halftime. I mean, like Wes and I said, they do get the ball back in this to start off the second half. As Adams is going to have a man in backfield. He's going to hand it off to Victorian Jr., who's going to get up the middle. He's breaking
tackles. He's going to be hit. Fumble. Fumble on the ball is on the ground. We'll have to see who comes up with it. It looks like one of the Grand Oaks players was able to fall on it, and they will retain possession. But the clock will also be running. now inside of 30 seconds. Still 2 timeouts left for the Grizzlies. 3rd down and 8. Adams, shotgun formation. Down to 17 seconds. 16, 15. It's going to be a handoff to Carter. Carter is going to be hit, as now it would appear as that will be the end of the second quarter and the beginning of halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, a good old-fashioned Western Texas shootout already here in week 1. What a way to start off the season. At halftime, your score, Grand Oaks 28, Klein Oaks 21. And we will leave the broadcast for a minute and we will let you enjoy the performances from both teams, color guards, cheer teams, dance teams, and their band. We will see you at the start of the second half.
And now, your upcoming entertainment under the direction of the man of Young and Red Brown, the spirit and pride and tradition of Klein Oak High School, the MA Dance National Champions, Lieutenant Abby Kush, Lieutenant London Holloway, and Captain Chloe Mai. Social officers are Wardrobe Coordinator Alan Rivera, Chaplain Emma Phelps, Unit Advisor Jackie Meeks, Social Media Coordinator Annalise Watts, Spirit Coordinator Isabella SIX, Social Coordinator Isabella Coletti, Historian Michaela Hernandez, Secretary Ronnie Devin and Mackenzie Dell, Vice President Michaela Stroggins and Jamie Porter, and our President Theo Black. The spirit girl of the week is Avery Martin. The struggle of the week is Dale Pitts. Officer of the week is Jackie Meeks. And now the struggle of the week winner, halftime routine, Phillips for to You Go Live With Me. Take it away, service. Now entering the field is the 2026 Klein Oak High School marching band. The band is under the direction of David McGrath, Puffy Bennett, Jesus Bertiaga, Jake Baker, and Pierre Brown. We would like to recognize the following Klein Oak band members of the week: Emma Grant, Marilyn Mundy, Danielle Jones, Abigail Hines Nelson. Our leader of the week is Abigail Puck. Our second of the week is the True Bros. For our halftime entertainment, the Oak Marching Band will be performing the first two movements of the 2026 production entitled The Artist Within. Drum majors are Janine Antiola, Erica Cedar, Ryan Longoria, Ursaya Molan, and Anna Sophia Poe. Is your band ready? The field is yours for halftime exhibition. honors include day-to-day finalists at the Bands of America North and South Houston regional competitions, as well as day-to-day finalists at the Lone Star Caribbean and UIL area act competitions. The band also advanced to the UIL Class 6 and State Championship contest for 5 consecutive years. The Klein Oak students and band staff will have to make Superintendent Dr. Jamie Allen, Fine Arts Coordinator Mr. Frank Shooter, Klein Oak Principal Mr. Thomas Lindsay, and the Klein Oak Band Association for their incredible support. Go Panthers!
Now it's time for Praise the Nation halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the heart of the day. Yellow wing, Grand Oaks, Royal Pride Drill Team. The 2026-2027 Royal Pride Social Officers are Lieutenant Johnson, Amy Reese, Andrew Minnesota, Vice President Roxy Sanford, Vice President Jordan Ramirez, and President Elena Robinson. The Royal Pride Sergeants are Adriana Jewell, Avery Bills, Lexi Hoover, and Avery Bass. The Spirit Girl of the Week is Priscilla Jimenez. Dancer of the Week, Addison Parks. Star Girl of the Week, Regina Webb. And Company Member of the Week is Mr. Harrison. And up at Third Street, First Lieutenant Hook Farmer and Captain Sierra O'Farrell. The Royal Pride Drill Team is under the direction of Mrs. Brittany Suey and Miss Sue Johnson. We hope you enjoy their jazz routine to Finesse. The Royal Flag would like to thank their sponsors: Grand Oaks Church, Achieve Dance Academy, LGI Homes, Keystone Outdoors, and the Woodforest Companies. We greatly appreciate your support and go Grizzlies. Grand Oaks, are you ready? Please welcome to the field the Grand Oaks High School Grizz and Marching Band. The Grand Oaks High School Marching Band is under the direction of Michael Oates, Luke Stoner, Hunter Moorhead, Production Director Israel Lopez, and Field Line Director Hook Portsmouth Steiner. The band is under the field direction of Senior Coordinator Fiona Montreal, Senior Coordinator Drew Miller, Senior Coordinator Lily Hobart, and Senior Coordinator Natalie Hibbert. The program is under the leadership of Captain Cindy Brothers, Jamie Robinson, and Al Weisman. The Grand Oaks High School feature player is Willie Easterwood, 9-time national champion. Silver Wallace representing Team USA at the World Championships this summer in 2011. Willie is coached by Patty McMikey and Tammy McIntosh. This evening, the band will perform selections from the 2026 competition show, Sky Above.
do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed incredible performances from both schools' marching bands, both schools' color guards, both schools' drill teams. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to see great performances from both teams' football, or from both schools' football teams here in the second half. 24 more minutes of football here at Buddy Moorhead Stadium for week 1. The score is currently Grand Oaks 28, Klein Oaks 21. As here come the Grizzlies out the tunnel.
Yeah, and I mean, this whole first half was, mostly Grand Oaks. They had the 15-yard reception touchdown by Howard. They had a 38-yard reception touchdown by Ethan Vera. They had a punt that was bobbled. They received it themselves and then took it 6 yards to the house. That was Victorian Jr. on that carry. And that pretty much ended off the half. And then for Klein, it's been, half of it has been Phillip and half of it has been their receiving core. The only thing to note that was substantial other than Phillip having an 81-yard touchdown run that first drive to start off the game, and that 77-yard touchdown run later was that 82-yard touchdown run by one of their receivers. Just took it off to the house. The pick six kind of hurt him. That's all right. You have an off play. You have an off moment that kind of upsets you a little bit, but then the next play you get back and, you take it to the house. Right after the pick six, the drive after that, they had an 82-yard rushing touchdown. So, crazy stuff we've seen here, but it is a very, very close game.
Klein Oak came out of their tunnel running through a banner saying that they are the one true Oak. I would say that Oak Ridge would like to have a say in that discussion as well. They score there over in Woodforest, currently 21-14 in favor of Katy Taylor, however. But here, back at Buddy Moorhead Stadium here in wonderful Conroe, Texas, in the shadows of Conroe High's campus, which has just gotten recently over the summer some major renovations. School, to put it this way, during the first pep rally of the year, Conroe football coach Hardeman said, "It feels good. This is going to be the first year out of the 9 years that I've been here that the school won't be under construction." That is how long it has taken all of the wonderful workers to perfect the Conroe High School campus.
And the amazing turf field stadium that you see before you tonight.
Indeed, new turf installed over the spring, over the summer.
Brand new press box as well. So we are joining the people in the stands here in the heat as well, as it will be a punt off, and it will be called for a fair catch by number 11, Noah Valdez.
The fair catch will set up the Grizzlies with possession at about the 20-yard line. Correction, the 25, due to the fair catch. So what did you see in the first half that has to change for this Klein Oak defense, or that has to stay the same for the Grand Oaks offense?
Really, I think if you're Grand Oaks, you just have to stay in control of the ball. Just trust your receivers, trust your running backs, and allow them to just do the job that they signed up for, which is to get the ball down the field and score points.
Adams in the pistol. It'll be a handoff up the middle they're going to mark him inside the 29-yard line. Carry there by Brian Victorian Jr., who has been the lead back for the Grizzlies here, but has also shared carries with Caden Carter and Isaiah Moreno.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of just control from this running back group tonight, really showing the poise that Coach McDowell has trained and has really just perfected this offseason. As Victorian Jr.
Speaking of which, bouncing off of tackles goes Victorian Jr. for the first down.
Victorian Jr. there proving my point, as he will pick up the first down, as there is
We've got
a little bit of a injury timeout here. The player on the field, we'll see kind of what happens here. Trainers will
get him up quickly.
Help him up.
It's now a fresh set of downs for Grand Oaks at their own 42-yard line. Have been leaning on the run game until they get into the red zone or into Panther territory, which is where we have seen them unload. Not very many deep balls being thrown really by either team so far. They've been thrown, but not many have connected. It's now under center is Adams, who's going to hand it off to Victorian Jr. Found a small seam up the middle for 6 yards. Victorian Jr. tonight, he has been almost a monster in the backfield. I don't think he has had very many runs where he has gotten less than at least 4 or 5 yards. As once again, we have an injured Panther on the play.
Yeah, going back to your point there, Wes, like, I mean, from what I've seen from Victorian Jr. tonight, he's had at least 4 yards every carry that he's gotten tonight. I mean, he's been efficient. He's been able to read the defense, being able to read the option that his offensive line has been giving him blocking-wise, and as his receivers have been blocking for him as well. And he's really just been able to turn upfield and just bring a lot of yardage for the Grizzlies tonight. I mean, even the scoreboard says it up 28-21. I mean, he ended off that half really strong with just that 6-yard rushing touchdown, really just putting some points on the board and allowing them to be versatile and allow them to just keep doing what they're doing, which is commanding this game. I mean, we have roughly 10 and a half minutes left in this third quarter, and this Grand Oaks Grizzly offense so far has just been commanding the ball tonight and gaining a lot of positive yardage, pushing this team forward.
After the injury timeout, Adams in the shotgun formation. Tight end to his left. He's going to step back, look to throw. Going to be a quick pass. It's going to be incomplete, in and out of the hands of 3-star Utah wide receiver commit Darnell Jackson Jr.
You know Jackson Jr. is probably shaking his head on that. You know he wanted that one. Would have picked up the first down for his team there. Just, you know, as a receiver, the one thing you want to have is control of the ball, and he had it for a second and just lost it. So, you know, he's shaking his head on that one.
Shift in the formation for the Grizzlies. Adams takes the snap, hands it off to Victorian Jr., who cuts inside but will be swallowed up whole by a whole pack of Panthers. That is something that we have seen all night, that the Klein Oak Panther defense, they have been able to almost swarm to the ball very easily, as now it forces the punting unit to come on for Grand Oaks. To punt it away will be Caden Rosado, and to return for the Panthers will be Dietrich Davis, standing inside his own 25-yard line, so it should be decent starting field position. Snap a little high, but Rosado's able to get the punt off. A good punt will be fair caught at about the 21-yard line. We saw Klein Oak try and almost find their rhythm towards the end of the second half with that with 2 long touchdown runs. What do you think has to either change for them to maintain that rhythm, or for them to gain that rhythm?
I think, honestly, for them to keep this momentum going and to gain this rhythm to try to get back in this game, they just need to trust their run game. I mean, their run game has really just taken over this first half, even with their quarterback running as well. Just has really helped them a lot.
Phillip takes the snap, unloads deep down the field, incomplete. Pass intended for number 6, Bryce Evans. Number 7, Cameron Hunt, in on the coverage.
It's kind of a weird play there. I mean, it looked like the offensive line kind of was a deer in headlights for a second, forgot what the play was.
Definitely could have been a missed snap count situation there.
Yeah, it's just knocking the rust off. That's what this week is.
Phillip will take the snap. He's going to look to throw in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, number 4, Antonio Dural. Back-to-back quick passes, back-to-back passes, I should say. Back-to-back incompletions bring up 3rd down and long.
Starting to see Klein Oak starting to copy a little bit of Grand Oaks' hurry-up offense here.
They are running the no huddle style. Grand Oaks appears they could be sending pressure, and they will. They'll send 5. Phillips will step up in the pocket, scrambling. He's going to try to get away, but he won't. Sack made there by number 38, Jace Sutton, senior linebacker, able to track down Phillip.
Yeah, great play there by Grand Oaks just to read the play. And I mean, you could see Phillip was trying to roll out there and just find a man downfield, and Sutton said, "No, sir, I don't think so," and took him down.
As it will be O'Toole on the punt from his own 5-yard line. A good punt will land and take a bounce in favor of Klein Oak, as Grand Oaks will start with the ball at their own 46-yard line, looking to replicate the success that their offense had early in the first half. Be interesting to see how much halftime adjustments were made, or post second half first drive adjustments almost.
Please go to your sideline. We have lightning delay.
Oh, and it appears we are on a lightning
delay.
Go to your sideline.
You hate to hear it, you hate to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered a lightning delay.
Well, I mean, we still have the broadcast. We're chilling. So, like,
yeah.
you know, going into that, I mean, let's talk about what we've seen so far, Wes. I mean, you know, it's been Grand Oaks has definitely been controlling and commanding this game for sure. I mean, offensive wise, if you look at it, they've thrown more. They've, you know, had the screens. They've had the quick passing plays that have worked, that have scored them points tonight. And then, honestly, for Klein Oak, it's all it has been is just the ground game tonight. We've seen very few chances of this passing game in the air from Klein Oak, but it has been either overthrown or just like those close plays where it's almost a catch, but just kind of fumbled at the last minute. You know, and Klein Oak situation where you're down 7, you really, really have to want to keep those plays and to just move down the field as much as possible. You know, the run game is good, but you also have to be able to trust your passing game in those moments. And we haven't seen as much of it tonight from Klein Oak.
No.
But hopefully that will change right after the lightning delay.
So we will enter almost a second halftime of sorts. 7:38 will be what remains in the third quarter, hopefully, or as we return, in hopefully 30 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, voting has been started
ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately at this time the game has been called due to the unfortunate weather. We will be back as soon as possible, but as of tonight, we are going to officially